Live from Penn State, this is Nittany Talk. I'm your host, Katie Schreider, and tonight, the entertainment panel will discuss the Oscars. We'll take a look at the stars of Madame Cobweb, get a news update from Nolan and Audrey, and take it to the streets to play a game of tag. Now, let's get to talking.
After a plethora of award shows, the Emmys, Golden Globes, and Grammys, we finished off the award season strong with the Academy Awards. The 96th Oscars was held Sunday, March 10th, with this one holding extra sentiment after the actors' strike that halted production for about 4 months. There was a lot of speculation leading up to the awards show, everyone placing their bets on who would take home the awards. However, before we get into those Oscar wins, we also saw some backlash from the Madame Webb movie. Lead actress Dakota Johnson had some not so favorable things to say about her own movie. I'm joined with Emma Goldkoff, Jake Santora, and Evan Halfin. So what are your guys' thoughts on her criticisms? Was it warranted? Do you think actresses and actors should speak out against their movie if they don't like it?
I think it's really interesting. I mean, I'm obviously not an actress, and I think it's a really different life that they lead, and so I assume they're having a lot of different thoughts about it, and I think it would be really hard to work on a movie and feel proud of it, proud of yourself, and then it just has so much backlash and stuff like that. So I wonder really how Dakota is feeling. I don't think that a lot of the actors had a great experience on set with the movie and all. And I think if it's a universal experience, I don't think there should be a problem with someone speaking out against their movie. Especially, we don't know what's going on in those sets. I mean, there could be some not so great things happening. I mean, we don't know what that life is like, so it could be completely warranted. But like I said, it's really hard to know if it is or not because we really don't know what it's like to live in that world.
Right.
And you know, like, I know she probably got paid a really big, hefty sum for that role, and it could, you know, what she said could threaten her future at Sony. Yeah. However, like, I enjoy seeing the real side of actors. I want to hear what they actually have to say about it. I think it's more real. I'd rather, you know, them not pretend during a press release and then I go see the movie and it actually is terrible. Like, everyone agrees. Like, she was so real about it. And I actually appreciate that more. And honestly, I didn't plan on seeing it in the first place. And as soon as I saw her interview, it really made that clear for me that I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, it kind of just helps us out. I'm not going to waste the $15 now to go sit in a nice recliner and watch a bad movie.
I'll wait for streaming.
I liked how real she was, but at the same time, I'm just not a Dakota Johnson fan, honestly, because she did the same thing with 50 Shades of Grey. Like, she, didn't really speak too highly about any of those movies in any of her press tours, and then same with this, so I'm like, is she just not a good actress that she keeps on bashing her own movies? And because even she told Entertainment Weekly that she wasn't even sure if the movie was going to be good, and then she also said that there were drastic changes, and she's, like, not even allowed to talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting kind of, as an actor and actress, you always think you're supposed to promote your movies highly and encourage people to go see them, but this was a very unique situation where she didn't love the role, and, you know, like you guys were saying, there were other actors and actresses that also didn't really love the movie itself. I mean, it really didn't do well in the box offices. They spent $80 million on a production budget, and it only made a revenue of $91 million. So it seems it was a flop, and it was a breath of fresh air seeing an actress come forward about, didn't love it, wasn't a great experience, and I'm not going to do it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But so speaking of movies, one of the biggest award shows just took place this past weekend, the Oscars. I mean, some things I was definitely expecting, others I was a little surprised by. So, you know, kind of what were your guys' thoughts on the Oscars as a whole? Any standout moments?
I think I was entertained throughout the whole show. I mean, my eyes were not taken away from the screen. I mean, we had Ryan Gosling singing I'm Just Ken. That had to have been my favorite moment. We had Mr. John Cena coming out in little clothing, nude tights.
I need to know what happened.
Was insane.
Was he actually naked?
That was insane.
It looked
like
as though he was naked, and I think that's all everyone is taking away from it. But definitely a funny moment, makes it memorable. that happened because of Jimmy Kimmel wanting to recreate a scene from a previous Oscars in the 70s where a stripper ran across the stage. So I did think it was funny that Kimmel tried to recreate that and kind of do a little flashback to Oscars in previous years.
You know, and I completely agree with you. Like I said, they kind of really went back to basics. It was just a nice, smooth-running, entertaining show. You know, Oppenheimer really did sweep, and I actually will say that I predicted all of the awards that it was going to win, and I'm just going to say that right now. I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit. But whenever Cillian Murphy and RDJ took their awards, I was freaking out. I was losing my mind because I love that movie. It was the best movie of the year, no question. Barbie was great, but I got to give it to Oppenheimer. And like just seeing it get its recognition at the Oscars the other night was just so fulfilling.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that's interesting that you bring up Barbie too, because I know we were talking about earlier, the only Oscar that Barbie won was for the song "What Was I Made For," and I know a lot of people
definitely a surprise.
Very much so. A lot of people were confused about "I'm Just Ken" not winning, that having kind of been the song of the year, kind of. But I personally love Billie Eilish. I think her singing is amazing. I think the lyrics are perfect. They really resonate with the movie. So what are your thoughts on that? I know you had someone not a Billie Eilish fan, but...
Well, it's funny you say that. Like, you can say what you want. They're both great songs, and they're both from Barbie, so I don't see why we're even having this argument. But there actually is a lot of, negative consensus about the fact that it won over I'm Just Ken. I personally think What Was I Made For is the better song in this scenario, so I'm happy it did
Also the
win.
message that it's
the message is beautiful, and it's so poignant, and like you said, it resonates with so many people. And actually, like, it's funny, like, even my roommate, who can't stand Billie Eilish music, loved the song. And he sings it all the time in our room, and it's so annoying. But, if he's going to sing a song, I'm glad it's that one.
Yeah.
And I definitely think there was some surprises around, who won what. But as I was watching, the thing I kept coming back to is every single person that was nominated, I would have been happy if they won.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, that's like the poor Academy Awards having to pick and choose. We have so many talented actors and actresses. We have so many talented production and crew and musicians that are all working together to culminate these beautifully crafted movies. So some of the things surprised me, but also when you look at them as a whole, they're all masterful pieces of art. But especially Poor Things pulled ahead more than we thought. I mean, that was a surprise to me. Barbie didn't really, they had, I think,
Just
8
the one.
nominations,
Oh, just
7
the
or
one.
8 nominations.
I think it was 7.
I think it was 7 nominations.
I think it was 7.
But they only won 1. Oppenheimer had 13 nominations, winning 7. Poor Things really did pull ahead there, what were you guys' thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, it really, for the Best Actress category, which is kind of the most contentious one of the night, it really was a toss-up for me. I thought Killers of the Flower Moon was great, and I thought Lily Gladstone's performance was just sheer perfect. But, it's the same with Emma Stone, and I think the award could have gone to either. So whenever people put one over the other, I totally respect that. But, their performances were just so, everyone knew it was their fight. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Everyone knew it was their fight.
Well, and even Emma seemed a little surprised whenever she won her award. I mean, her acceptance speech, if you watch it back, you could really see she was emotional, caught off guard, and that's the other great part about these shows is seeing that emotion. And some acceptance speeches are a little more heartfelt than others, but you could definitely tell. I don't necessarily think she was expecting to go home with the Oscar.
And I like how you bring up that point too, because it really shows that they're human. And I know a couple speeches, I see the actors go up there and they're pretty nonchalant about it. They're like, oh yeah, I just won an Oscar. But there's other people that go up there.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly what I was referring to. And there's other people who go up there and they start crying and they're thanking their kids and their husband and whoever, and you just see the humanity in it, and it really kind of shows these people in a different light, which I find really interesting and kind of heartfelt.
Yeah.
And I love Emma Stone's how she kind of opened her acceptance speech, the way that she was just like, oh yeah, my dress is ripped, and it was probably because I was jamming out to I'm Just Ken. It was just so real and just so funny. And I just feel just in general, Emma Stone is just a genuine, real person. In all of her press interviews, her red carpet interviews, she's just herself. And even after I saw this TikTok of her just eating candy with her co-stars, and she was just so she's just so wholesome.
Also, I think we need to take a step back to the I'm Just Ken. I think now that had me the fact that you see Billie Eilish behind him, Margot Robbie next to him, just cracking up. I mean, the costume change, the pink sparkly suit, the hat. Everything about it.
killed
It was amazing.
He was incredible. And like I think it's so funny, going back to Emma Stone for a second, like he went out into the audience and did you see that La La Land reunion?
Yeah,
I love that. I noticed that. I was like, yes.
I've seen so many
They're
TikToks
together.
about it, and like she wins the Oscar for being an actress, and he wins one for the song.
Yep.
But
Oh, it was
anyway, that's
incredible. I
that's
loved
a
it.
story
No,
for
we had to
another
throw
time.
that in there.
No, absolutely.
But I also loved whenever Ryan and why can't I think of her name?
Who?
Whenever they were presenting.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt.
That
Thank
was
you.
so funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
When
was
those
funny.
two were presenting an
Yeah.
award together, the Barbenheimer and her little remark of, well, if you look at the awards and you look at who won, is there really a big competition? That, again, that fun banter amongst the celebrities is always so fun to look at, and especially spirits seemed really high this
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
because like
No
you
one got
mentioned,
slapped.
There was a dog.
there was great performances, but especially I think the thing I keep coming back to is after this actor strike. That was a very big part of this past year with production halting in those 4 months. And, we did an episode about this. We talked all about it in depth. So just kind of, it was like this award season was almost like a triumphant, we're back, we won, we have protections. And you could definitely, I feel like, see that too from everyone in the audience.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They all were definitely happy to be back, and I feel like Jimmy Kimmel even made a few jokes about the actor strike in his opening speech, and I was just like, he's so real for that.
Yeah.
The fact that he can just spew that out. And speaking of Jimmy Kimmel, I feel like he killed it as a host. This is his
Oh, yeah.
fourth time hosting, and I kind of want to sign a position to get him to host it every year, because compared to some other award shows this past season, there's just been so many hosts I feel didn't do as well,
Some
but I feel like he
distasteful
did.
remarks.
Right,
Yes.
right,
Yes.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Golden
Yeah.
Globes.
Yeah, was not a fan of that.
But it was
No.
definitely a very positive environment, which I think
For
was
sure.
just amazing.
Yeah.
Was there what categories were you guys most looking forward to seeing?
Well, I love the Oscars, and I try to list through every single movie I can by the end of the award season, by the beginning of award season, and Best Picture. This year was just easy to tell, kind of like last year. I knew Everything Everywhere All at Once last year was going to just sweep through the awards, and Oppenheimer, I felt no different. I saw it, and I knew, whenever I went to the theater and saw Cillian Murphy's performance, I said, this movie's over 3 hours. He's on screen most of the time, and he's just putting his heart and soul into this. He's becoming that person in real life, and it was just unbelievable. I was in awe, and I just, you see it, and same with RDJ. I was watching the movie, and I just knew, this is going to be the front runner. This is going to be sweeping most of the awards, and it really showed. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I kind of agree with the Best Picture thing, because it kind of shows it's not an award for just the movie, it's an award for everyone involved with the movie. So if you win Best Picture, goes out to Christopher Nolan, to Cillian Murphy, to Emily Blunt, hairstylists, makeup artists, everything.
Which, just a
Right.
nod to Christopher Nolan, he's had a bunch of movies that should have. I just think he should have got. He should
It
have won
was
a bunch of
definitely
times.
a wonderful award season, and it wrapped up
Absolutely.
very well. But that is all we have time for today. I want to thank the Academy Awards for such a fun night for the entertainment world. I can't wait to see all the movies that come out this year that may win themselves an Oscar in 2025.
Hello, my name is Ellen Panko, and on behalf of Entertainment Tomorrow, I am interviewing two stars of the latest hit film, Madame Cobweb. Please welcome to me Demi Jones and Skylar Sweetie. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Tired though. We just got in from the press tour in London last night.
The jet lag must be insane. Don't worry, I won't exhaust you too much. Well, you two should be very proud of yourself. This is a highly anticipated film. Would you mind if I asked you some questions?
Let's hear it.
So, Skylar, I want to start with you. So, I heard that you were overjoyed when you heard that you got a role in Madame Cobweb. Please tell me, what were your thoughts? What was going through your mind? I heard that you went and did some research on your character.
I did. When I found out, I was finishing a shoot in Albuquerque, and there was actually a comic book store right down from the house I was staying in. I rushed down there and I picked up all the content that had my character in it. I was so excited.
Isn't that cute? Demi, how about you? You must have been ecstatic when you heard you got the title character of Madame Cobweb herself. Tell me, what was going on in your head?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, the film ended up being pretty drastically different from when I initially signed on, but yeah, it was a really cool experience.
Oh, well, I heard that the script actually remained consistent throughout.
Actually, that's not true, Ellen. The script went through a lot of changes based on the writer's opinions, and the director's opinions was very different in the end from what I initially agreed to as a project.
Oh, I see now.
But I think we ended up in a place where, the writers were happy.
Well, moving on. I heard through the grapevine that you two, along with the rest of your co-stars, had a very active group chat. Tell me, what do you ladies talk about?
We talk about anything and everything. We got really close on the set, and we've talked almost every day since. I love those girls with my heart.
Oh, well, that is so awesome to hear. Well, moving on, it must have been empowering to be on a female-dominated set, especially in an industry full of so many male superhero films. What did it feel like to be on a set like that, Demi?
I'm proud. I mean, it was a unique experience. Yeah.
Right.
All the ladies were so cool. Like, everyone's such a great person.
Lovely. That is so nice to hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we all had a lot of fun. My co-stars had a lot of fun.
Well, ladies, what did a typical day of shooting look like?
We shot scenes.
We started our day off around 9 or 10 a.m. to get into hair and makeup. Around 11 is when we would start filming.
Oh, so an early start.
So early, but it was all worth it.
Yeah, set days they were just full of long hours, yeah.
Oh, so very long shooting days then.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was my last question for you two, but you guys must be so proud of this film. I personally cannot wait to see it premiere tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm so excited as well. I have seen some parts of the film, and I'm absolutely loving it so far.
Yeah, I've also seen some parts of the film, and it's definitely, it's something.
Well, thank you so much for your time, ladies.
Is this over yet?
Welcome to Weekday Update. I'm Audrey Keller.
And I'm Nolan and Audrey. We write each other's jokes. We hope they're funny. That's our story, and we're sticking with it.
It's free agency week in the NFL, meaning players with expiring contracts are now looking to sign on with new teams to celebrate the event. Tinder is offering Penn State students half off a premium subscription as their recent relationship contracts expired over spring break in Cabo and are now looking to find a new home to settle down in.
During the Oscars on Sunday, Ryan Gosling stole the show with his performance of I'm Just Ken. Viewers were enthralled with their references to Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend and the karaoke part where he interacted with La La Land co-star Emma Stone. Now, I didn't actually have a joke written for this. I just wanted to talk about Ryan.
In an attempt to lower underage drinking at tailgates, the State College Police announced a plan to start training undercover cops from a younger age to have them better blend in with students. Now, if you want my advice, just don't tell that baby with a badge and gun what's in your cup at a tailgate, no matter how cute he looks.
Over at the Penn State Berks campus, next semester it was just announced that a Taylor Swift class will be taught. It's called Taylor Swift Gender and Communications. Now, I'm not really one to complain about things that don't have anything to do with me, but why does she get a class? Basing a class around one woman, that's an idea for sure.
Nolan, she's one of the most accomplished women alive, and I feel like you should be supportive of this now more than ever.
Oh, because International Women's Day was last week, right?
It's Women's History Month.
You guys get a whole month?
Nolan, what?
A recent poll shows that an alarming 13% of Penn State students cannot spell the word Nittany. A quick Google search shows that 13% of Penn State students are business majors. You can do the math.
Miami recently launched an ad campaign telling specifically college students that they're breaking up with spring break. They're increasing the prices of parking to an absurd degree, enforcing a curfew, and will increase the police attention on and around the Miami beaches for spring break. Now, if Miami really wanted to do away with college students, they should turn the beach into a learning environment. Class starts at 8 a.m. You'll be dissecting that trash you found along the sand, and as a bonus, those rental houses, we are renovating them back into dorm rooms.
Now that is going to do it for us at the Weekday Update Desk. I'm Audrey Keller.
And I'm Nolan and Audrey.
Good night.
Hey Nittany Nation, we're here today to play a fun little game of tag, so let's see who will play with us.
Hey, tag! Oh! Oh,
Tag! Tag! Holy Oh God. That is the power of getting tagged.
Oh, wait, okay, I'm gonna tag this guy. Tag.
Bruh.
Tag.
Nope.
I gotta get someone.
Tag! Oh my God. Oh. I've gotten got. Thank you so much. You've won this game of tag.
Tag. Oh, oh my God, you're fast. I think I see a fellow Nittany Talker with us over here, Jackson, coming down. Let's go see if he wants a tag. 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 We'll try it again. I'm coming. Tag. Oh, Jackson, I have to ask, how did you feel about being tagged?
So, I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fun for like 2 seconds.
Well,
and then I hated it, and then I was very mad at you. Yeah.
okay, well, judging by the fact that you didn't move, one might say you're not a fast runner. Is this true?
Listen, it's not about the speed. It's about the efficiency.
Okay, well, you efficiently didn't tag me back, so.
Well, actually, I did. Once you came near me,
I gave it to you. I gave it to you.
But you gave it to me, but I still had it.
I walked into a bad situation here, didn't I? I'm the loser.
We have our next victim. Tag it. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well, we hope you had fun tagging people with us. Back to you, Katie.
Well, that's all for this week's episode. For Nittany Talk, I'm Katie Schreiner, and we hope to see you next week.